up, fellow Sambarians? Another lovely day in Washington. Just more rain. I'm gonna lose my mind. So, since I can't really do a whole lot on the outside of cover because it's raining per usual, I figured I would attend to something that has been broken on my green Sambar Diaz Goober Chan since I bought it. It has the old flappy door handle. So I'm going to be replacing that. I'm just going to make a video to show you how to do it. Todd in the Sambar squad has a great write-up on how to do it as well. So if you're more of a reading kind of person, check it out in the Sambar squad. If you're a visual person, hang tight and watch this video, and I'll show you how to do it. I kind of got some notes from his. I have a very general idea of how to do it. It's just some stuff is a little tough, like getting these stupid handles off. It requires a special tool, but on my Activan, I was able to actually get a pick inside and release the clip or a plastic bag. These ones on the sandbars, it works best if you use a shirt. And I'm talking like rip the shirt so then you have your thin layer of shirt, not like trying to jam a whole shirt down in there, because what you're going to have to do is get behind the clip and blah, blah, blah. I'll show you. So yeah, if you need to replace a flappy door handle, I do have those in my store at okgarage.com. I don't know where it's at. I seem to have misplaced the handle. Hopefully I can find it. Anyways, I'll find it. I'm going to be replacing that because it's broken. And I have a feeling that Subaru is going to be discontinuing this part at some point in time, like they do everything else by random. Like the window cranks in the back of the vans, they have a very low profile knob. So when you open up the door, it doesn't rub up against the side of the car. So that's why you cannot use the front roll-up knobs or cranks on the back because it will hit the van. So just keep that in mind. If you're like, oh, my window crank's broken, I'll just buy the front. It's not going to fit. It will hit the side of the van and the door will get stuck. So, I mean, it'll go back. I guess you could still replace it. The door's just not going to slide all the way back. You'll have about a foot of slide. So I suppose if you want to replace the crank because you actually have people in the back, which I've never had anybody. Actually, I take that back. I had my girlfriend's dad and her brother from Japan in the back one time. That's really the only time I've ever had passengers in this van. So I've never even needed window cranks in the back. But if you actually use it for carrying people around and you want the windows down, you just can't open the door all the way. And maybe you just kind of keep a mental note that if you're driving or you're in control, maybe you open up the door so the person in here doesn't try to slam it back and breaks the handle off the window crank, because again, it will get hung up. Anyways, that was a little tangent. But yeah, so I want to replace the door handle before they become discontinued, because I have a really bad problem of selling parts before I actually get to use that part that I need. So again, it's raining, so I'm going to take some time and do that today. Blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of talking. So let's get to it. What you're basically all going to need is, like I said, a shirt. I ripped up a shirt. And you're going to need some plastic trim tools for removing the door panels because they're clips. And when I get inside, I'm pretty sure we're going to need a 10 millimeter to release the door handle. And we'll see what else we need when we get inside. So let me bring you in and let's get pulling this thing apart. Okay, so I'm going to try to get a good angle so you can see what you need to do. So basically, it is a little tricky, so be patient. It might take a couple tries. I've already done it. I'm cheating, but I will show you the trick on how to get these handles off. On the vans, they have these little safety knobs, and we're going to need to pop that off. If you're not aware as to what this does, because you're a new van owner, whatever, what it is there for is like a safety. So the window will only go like halfway. So to prevent Jimmy from jumping out of the back seat, it will stop. But let's say you're a grown adult with a mind of a child, like me. Um, what you got to do is when it gets to the halfway point, turn the knob, and then you can continue to roll the window down all the way. Which we might try to grease up some of the mechanisms in here because this window gets really sticky and hard to turn. And I'm afraid I'm going to break one of these cranks one of these days. But this guy, don't be afraid. All you got to do is pull it straight off. It's a tension, it's like a little tension clip inside there. So pop that off. Now the trickiest part, which be patient, it might take a few tries. Take your shirt and you're going to want to go behind the handle, obviously, and in between that little disc. It's called like an echelon disc or something. I can't remember the name, something funky. Go in between the crank or the door handle and the disc from the long side, not the short side, from the long side, and just pull up as hard as you can. And that's why it's good to have a thin shirt, so then you can slip it in between the disc and the handle. Just get up in there and pull up as hard as you can. Keep pulling, rocking it back side to side, and eventually what's going to happen is you have this clip in there. So it looks like this, and that's what's keeping it from popping off the splines. You're going to want to rub the shirts up against these ends that you cannot see, so that's why you're just kind of doing it blindly and taking your time. And what it's going to do is going to spread those out and then allow it to push off. So just do that a few times, you'll get it, and then the handle will pop off. Your little disc, echelon disc or whatever it is, will come off. And again, your door handle, that'll pop off. So now that we've got those off, let's now take the panel off. So the trick with the panel is get yourself some good plastic trim piece removal tools. I got this little guy, and we're gonna kind of want to start. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, right down here in this corner. The clip is pretty close to the corner, and I feel like starting in this corner is the best place. So just kind of work it in there like so, and then just pry up. And this whole thing has a bunch of plastic clips, so you just got to pull up, which I think I'm going to have to go inside, which I'm going to take my shoes off because there's a 99% chance I have patito poop on my shoes. So let's go ahead and start popping this off, just kind of carefully. Oh, man. Oh, that sounds like either dirt's falling. Nope, that's plastic. There we go. I apologize, you can't see the back, but you get the idea. Just pull. You tell him that skeet flinger. Pull. There's one right there. You can pull. All right, there we go. So you just kind of have to work it. Once you get them all popped off, you'll know you'll get them all popped off because you'll see the panels not sticking to the door anymore. And then it just kind of gets hung up on the window seal, on the little rubber window seals. So if you take your trim tool and pry it out a little bit away and then lift up, you can break it free. So now I'm going to put this rear deck back down. So obviously it's behind our little plastic weather strip seal crap, which is going to be nice and sticky. I'm trying not to mess it up too bad so we can put it back. But that's hard because it's very brittle. Ugh. That's nasty. Okay. Well, I mean, actually, this ain't even as bad as the Honda Axis. They use like a white sticky glue that never dried. So it's like you touch it and it gets stuck to you. This stuff, at least it's like kind of dry. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Yep, that completely broke the thing off, which here is part of it right here that's still stuck to it. So I'm gonna have to remove that. There's a 10 millimeter here, which will be easy. And then there's a 10 millimeter. Where's the other 10 mil? Right behind this mechanism. So let's see. I think we can just take this off and get it out of the way a little bit. And then, yes, let me get a screwdriver. Here's Pollito. Pollito's always hanging out by me. Hi, Pollito. She is so funny. She just always wants to be by me. Just be careful with anything you do because it is old, brittle plastics. And we do not want to break it. Yeah, there's the 10 mil. So I can get a 10 mil in there. So I'm going to do that. Just slide this thing down a little bit. I don't want to take it off all the way, but we have enough room to get inside there. Here's the catch. Do not drop that 10 mil in there. Because if you do, it's going to be a lot of fun trying to get it. So do your best to keep it attached. Luckily it's flanged, so you can just push your finger on it. Pull it out, okay. Now let's get the bottom one. Oh gosh, almost lost that one. Yucky. There we go. So it definitely just broke. The whole thing broke right off of there. And that's why we had no more tension. So we'll temporarily put that back up there. The screw is so sticky, it's stuck to the light. I couldn't find it. Okay. Okay, so now the trick to these guys is getting some pliers and popping it off. Okay, so we just have to get that rod back into that pocket, and then it goes in through that hole, and then it clips onto that and holds onto it so it doesn't release. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is put this guy in there, but we're gonna put the rod through the hole, and then there we go. Cinch it back up. All right. With a little persuasion, you can bump that thing back in there. And let's go ahead and put that back on. Again, be careful. Don't drop the nut. The top one. I'm going to take the screws off and slide that thing out of the way. Okay. Just good and snug. Don't need to get crazy. Now let's go ahead and put this back up. Alright. Might hit it with a little graphite spray real quick just to keep it lubed up. Oh, that's real nice. Just kind of hit all the pivot points. Alright, now let's put our sticky goo cover back on there. Okay. So before you go and do anything, make sure that all your little plastic tabs came out. There's, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see. There's one there. There's one there. So two got stuck. I'm going to go ahead and remove those. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to slide these back into the pockets these broke out of. Okay, it's very important that you check all the holes to make sure you got all the little clips out, because when you go to try to put it back in and the clip is in the door still, it will not pop into the panel. Okay, so everybody's attached. That's good. Let's go ahead and we need to slide it down on the window side first. So get it up over the lock first and then down. There we go. There we go. So up over your lock, and then you can start pushing in all the clippies. Make sure you get these center ones in here, all around the edges. Okay, so, oh, I missed one. Okay, cool. So now we can put our little Jimmy no jump switch in. Okay, Jimmy can't jump out the window. We're gonna put the, now here's the trick with these clips again. If you've ever seen Monster Inc., kind of looks like the oh man, I can't remember his name. Kind of looks like his girlfriend. The way she does her hair, I think, kind of reminds me of her for some reason. What you want to do is you want to put it in there first, like so. Mr. Wazowski's girlfriend. Mr. Wazowski. Yeah, like that. Because when you take your close your shirt and pull down, that's what's going to grab the pin and pull it out. Set it in there first, then put your echelon ring or whatever the heck it is, push it on there, then it will lock, or it should lock. There we go. Yep. Okay, so that's locked in there. Now let's do the window crank. Wazowski girlfriend head clip in there first. Then we put our little echelon ring. Okay, so it's kind of kicked forward a little bit, like, all right, there we go. Just got to go fast. Push it on there. All right, I'll be right back, don't worry. I won't leave you in here. Very nice. That works now. No more broken. Okay, that's how you replace your flappy Dumbo ear door handles if your other one is broken. I actually tried to glue this one so no one would try to open it because it didn't work. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Same deal as this side. No need to film it. But hardest part, I think, is just releasing the clips on the door handle and the window crank. Once you're inside, it's pretty straightforward. So again, thank you, Todd, for the write-up in the Sambar squad. That was very helpful for my video today. And hopefully this video is helpful as a visual representation of how to remove that handle. Again, these are on my website if you would like to replace them. I'm probably going to run out soon, so I'll have to order some more. But yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out the website if you need any parts. Check out the other videos if you need help with doing other stuff. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing an oil pan and rod bearings on this green van. The oil pan is extremely rusty, and it's just a matter of time before a rock flings up and pops a hole in the pan. I'm sure it's very thin. So while I'm doing the pan, I'll do the rod bearings to kind of make a video on some preventative maintenance you should keep in mind on your Sambar. Rod bearings are becoming more and more bad, I guess, since time goes on. Bad oil management, blah, 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 dirty carbs, whatever. So just keep in mind, you probably are going to need to replace your rod bearings at some time, so I'm going to make a video on it to hopefully help you out when it comes time to that, just because we don't want to wear out the crankshaft or wear out our actual connecting rods, because they're very expensive. Crankshafts are about $500-600 from Japan, and rods are about $100 a piece. So replacing bearings is very cheap. So it's just might as well. Most of them are pretty already worn out and showing copper on the rod bearings. So it'll be interesting to see how bad this van is when I take it apart, because kind of getting a little bit of a tingy noise in high RPMs, which I'm pretty sure it's the rod bearings going out. So anyways, that'll be, I think, the next video that I'm going to do. But cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you all on the next one.